U.S. Capitol locked down. 1 police officer dead, 1 injured, suspect dead. U2.B. 1 police officer has been killed and 1 has been injured. The suspect was fatally shot. The suspect crashed through the barricades and into 2 police officers, then exited his car with a knife. Not responding to verbal commands, the suspect began lunging at the officers and was fatally shot. Capitol Police Chief Yogananda Pittman said about the incident, he did not respond to verbal commands. The suspect did start lunging toward U.S. Capitol Police officers, at which time U.S. Capitol Police officers fired upon the suspect. Police have not yet released any details on the officer who died, and they said they will continue to investigate the motive behind the attack. Pittman said the suspect was not previously known to Capitol Police, so there's no indication at this time that there's any nexus to any member of Congress. The suspect has been pronounced deceased. 2 U.S. Capitol Police officers were transported to 2 different hospitals, and it is with a very, very heavy heart that I announce one of the officers has succumbed to his injuries, Pittman stated. The officer's death Friday is the 3rd within Capitol Police ranks since the beginning of this year, after Officer Brian Sicknick died in the line of duty during the January 6 riot. Another officer, Howard Liebengood, died by suicide in the days after the Capitol insurrection. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi orders Capitol flags to fly at half-staff to honor today's slain officer. Acting Metropolitan Police Chief Robert Conti said the investigation into the incident was ongoing, adding, "It does not appear to be terrorism-related, but obviously we'll continue to investigate to see if there's some type of nexus. Whoever or whatever, we just don't know right now, so we have a responsibility to investigate that to get to the bottom of this, whether the attack was at law enforcement or whoever, we have a responsibility to get to the bottom of it." The acting police chief previously told lawmakers that threats against members of Congress have nearly doubled in the past year. National Guard troops responded to the incident on Friday and were seen in videos shared on social media lining up with their shields at various intersections near the Capitol. National Guard members have been patrolling the Capitol since the deadly January 6 riot, and about 2,300 National Guard troops remain in D.C. The incident comes as U.S. intelligence agencies warn the nation remains at an elevated risk for domestic terror attacks, with a report issued last month warning of the threat posed by lone wolf attacks. Despite this, security fencing surrounding the Capitol had been reduced in recent weeks. Just 4 days ago, U.S. Capitol Police arrested a female motorist who hit a police cruiser and tried to run over several officers at a checkpoint on Capitol Hill. Capitol Police sent out a notice shortly after the attack saying there was an external security threat. No one was allowed to enter or leave the building and staff was advised to stay away from doors and windows. Capitol Police closed streets surrounding the Capitol on Friday afternoon, using barriers similar to the ones that were recently removed. Today's incident took place on the Senate side of the Capitol by a security station near an entrance frequently used by lawmakers and their staff. Congress is in recess this week. The Capitol lockdown was lifted just over an hour ago, shortly after 3 p.m. after officers concluded their press conference.